Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel. Peter snaps up, likes books, and this, I can't even speak today. This is my 2020 Reading Rush TBR. I'm so excited. Okay, my favorite thing of the entire year, other than the True Crime Book Club, or a True Crime Book Club. Oh my God, here's Tucker. Hey Tucker. Is the Reading Rush, which was formerly the Booktubeathon, hosted by Ariel Bissett. Hello, Ariel. How are you? I think it is so nice, okay? Through all of her life changes, through all of her moves, through everything that she has done, she is continuing to do the Reading Rush, and I'm so excited about this. I have told so many stories about my first year doing the Reading Rush, and, you know, at the time, I was 44. This is my fourth year. I'm going into my fifth year on BookTube. At the time, I was 44, and I felt very corny about doing it. And I remember, like, I'm just going to tell this story real quick. I had gone out to dinner with my husband and another couple that we're friends with, and they were going downtown to go, like, hear this band or something like that. And I was going home, and I had bought, like, sassafras tea and coffees and special treats and a veggie tray with dip, and I had all my books laid out, and I had all my bookmarks. I was so excited. And oh my God, I forgot to buy all of my Reading Rush merch. Well, I can still do that. Anyway, if you don't know, they have all kinds of merch this year. So I was sitting there, and I just realized I did not change my battery. So I'm going to have to change my battery at some point in this video. So just bear with me, glamour shots. Okay. So anyway, we were out to dinner, and like they were all talking about going downtown. And I was like, I was getting ready to go home and do the Booktubeathon. And because it was going to start at midnight that night, you know. And my husband goes, or my friend Melissa, she said, well, what are you doing tonight, Peter? And I said, well, I'm going to go home, and I've got this thing that I'm doing, and whatever. And my husband goes, babe, just tell her what you're doing. You're so excited about it, because he has been so supportive of everything I've ever done on YouTube, you know? And he knows how much I love to read, even though he doesn't read at all, ever, except for he reads things that are on TikToks. But anyway, so I digress. So anyway, he was like, tell him. And I was like, oh, it's just this like reading thing or whatever. And they're like, well, that sounds really fun. They were like really supportive, you know? And I got home, and it was like 10 till 12 or something. And I was like, I had all my books out on the front porch, and I had like a cup of coffee, and I was getting ready to do like the Twitter sprint. And like right when midnight hit, I was gonna like put all my books in the Goodreads deal, and then I was gonna have all 7 of my books in there, you know, which I still do. And I was so excited about it, you know? But I was like 10 minutes before, like my husband texted me like a picture of them downtown or something like that. Picture or text, I don't know what it was. But all of a sudden, I had this, like, feeling come over me, and I was like, this is so corny. Like, you are 44 years old, and you are getting excited about, like, this reading marathon deal, okay? And I really, honestly, in that 10 minutes, I thought about just completely stopping and being like, I'm not doing this. Like, this is stupid. Like, you're so excited about this, and other people are doing, you know, going downtown to hear band. Like, what is wrong, right? And I sat there, and I was like midnight hit, and I started putting my books into Goodreads. I didn't even think about it, right? And I did like the first Twitter sprint. It was like 20 minutes. And I remember like one of them, the first one was, put in a book that you're reading, like put the emoji of the book in you're reading. And I can remember because I was reading Jaws by Peter Benchley, and I was looking through to find the shark emoji. And I don't know what happened, but I was like a half an hour in, and I was having so much fun that I completely forgot about me like being like, this is corny, what am I doing, or whatever, you know? And it was such a valuable life lesson for me to just, I know this is not just a TBR, but whatever. The Reading Rush, the Booktubeathon has meant so much more to me because of this. I just want people to know. It was such a great experience for me, and it was such a life lesson to learn. Be who you are. You do you. Like, I hate that statement. I know it's corny and I say it a lot, but like, be who you want to be. Be as weird and different and love the things that you love. Those of us that are readers, until recently, have been typically people that have been called nerds or nerdy or made fun of all of our lives. You have your nose in a book, all that kind of stuff. Right now, it's popular to be reading books. But you know, like, just be who you are at your soul and be happy with that and do the things that make you happy. We aren't here for that long anyway on this earth. And you know, that was such a valuable lesson for me. I was like, I had such a blast that first year doing Booktubeathon, and I read maybe 3 books. I did horrible, right? But it was just so much fun. And I swore ever since then, I'm going to do it every single year. And I do Spookathon that Books and Lala puts on. And last year, 2 years ago, she asked me to be part of it. And it's just like, I love the readathons. And so to all of you out there that host readathons, thank you so much. But we're not talking about you today. We're talking about the Reading Rush, okay? So let's get into the Reading Rush. I have all of my books written down right here. God willing, Goodreads will power me through and let me tell you what I'm reading. I have to tell you, I'm doing something different this year. I usually read all paper books. Is that what we, no, we don't call them paper books, we call them paperbacks. But what do we call them? All like, you know, the books that have like, you know, that are like you hold, right? And I read like 1 or 2 audiobooks. This year, I think I'm reading 5 audiobooks, well, listening to 5 audiobooks. And they said that anything counts, that audiobooks count. So don't be coming over here and starting a bunch of sass with me. I don't want to hear it, okay? So anyway. And feel free to list your TBR if you're doing it in the comment section below, because I would love to go. I've been watching a bunch of the TBRs anyway, but I would love to go. Okay. So the first book that I'm reading, my notes, is read a book that the cover matches the color of your birthstone. Okay, well apparently there's a difference between traditional birthstones and cosmic birthstones. I don't even know what all that means. But anyway, consistently across the board, it's either a moonstone or a pearl. Okay, so we're gonna go with pearl. And I think pearl, not like Janis Joplin pearl, but you know, she used to go by pearl. But pearl, the color, it's kind of white, so we're just gonna like, this is kind of a little bit of a cheat because this was the book that I wanted to listen to. It's real short too. It's a novella, okay? And I'm gonna be reading, what is it? Love Creekwood by Becky Albertalli. And, because I've read all of her other books. And it says, fall in love all over again with the characters from the best-selling, hello Tucker, from the best-selling Simon verse novels in this highly anticipated epilogue novella. Perfect for fans of Becky Albertalli, the movie Love, Simon, and the new Hulu series spinoff Love, Victor. I haven't watched it. It's been more than a year since Simon and Blue turned their anonymous online flirtation into an in real life relationship. And just a few months since, Abby and Leah's unforgettable night at senior prom. I hated that book so much. Leah on the Offbeat, it was so bad. I'm sorry. I love Becky Albertalli, but that book was bad. Now the Creekwood High crew are first years at different colleges, navigating friendship and romance the way their story began on email. So I'm gonna listen to that on Audible, and it has like the white part of it. Well, did I show it to you up there? You know, honestly, I'm not gonna include the, what do you call it, the covers. I'm just gonna show them to you like old school Peter Monn. I'm sorry, okay? It's just a lot of work and I'm tired and I was at the pool all day. Okay, so this is Becky Albertalli's Love Creekwood, see? Okay. And it's got them sitting there, it doesn't matter. So that's the first book that I'm reading. Okay, then the next book that I'm reading is a book that starts with the. And this was actually really hard. And, oh my God, my battery's dying. Hold on, just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So the next book that I'm reading is a book that starts with the. And I am reading, this, like I said, this was hard to find a book with the. I actually was like, I was going to go through books that I already had, and then I was like, no, I'm buying a new book. I'm buying a new book on Audible. So this is an Audible read as well. And it is The Fisherman by John Langan. And here, I feel like I've read something else by him. So here's the cover. It's just like the ocean, or it's like a creek. I already know that because I read about this river. It came out in 2016. In upstate New York, in the woods around Woodstock, Dutchman's Creek flows out of the Ashokan Reservoir. Steep banked, fast-moving, it offers the promise of fine fishing and of something more. A possibility too fantastic to be true. When Abe and Dan, two widowers who have found solace in each other's company and a shared passion for fishing, hear rumors of the creek and what might be found there, the remedy of both their losses, they dismiss it just as another fish story. Soon, though, the men find themselves drawn into a tale as deep and old as the reservoir. It's a tale of dark pacts, of long-buried secrets, and of a mysterious figure known as Dare Fisher, the fisherman. It will bring Abe and Dan face-to-face with all that they have lost and with the price they must pay to regain it. And apparently it won some huge awards, so I'm real excited about that. Okay, that's the second book. The third book that I'm reading is book inspired by a movie that you've already seen, and I'm really excited about this one. So, you know how Goodreads is when you go in here and you pull up a book and it like won't pull up all right, so hold on a second, let me, I'm trying to find it. Okay, so I'm going to be reading The Deep by Peter Benchley, if I can pull it up. It's not pulling up. Oh Lord, I pulled up another book. Okay, I'm reading The Deep by Peter Benchley, and Peter Benchley is who wrote Jaws, and here is The Deep. Right there. And my phone case is completely falling apart. I've been meaning to go get one for like a month. But anyway, so my first year on BookTubeathon, I think it was my first year, I read Jaws by Peter Benchley. It is such a great read, okay? If you're looking for a great book to read this summer, Jaws is scarier than the movie, which I never thought I'd be able to say because that is like my scariest movie of life. And number two, there's whole backstories that are not in the movie. There's like an affair and there's like mafia stuff. There's all this stuff that never makes it to the movie, but explains a lot of kind of like what's going on in the movie. So like, you know, when they don't want to close the beaches, like there's a whole storyline behind there. So anyway, I'm going to be reading The Deep. The book came out in like 1977. Came out in 1977. Oh, hold on a second. And I will tell you what it's about. I've seen the movie a million times. I love the movie. It's with Nick Nolte, and I can't remember who the woman is. Anyway, a young couple go to Bermuda on their honeymoon. They dive on the reefs offshore looking for the wreck of a sunken ship. What they find lures them into a strange and increasingly terrifying encounter with past and present. A struggle for salvage and survival along the floor of the sea in the deep. So I'm very, very excited about reading that book. I'm trying to read kind of like ocean books. Wait till you hear this one I'm going to be reading. Okay, then the next book is the first book you touch. So I went up to my bookshelf up there and I kind of just closed my eyes and I went like that, and this was the first book that I touched. I forgot I owned this book. I got this at Half Price Books like forever ago. Oh my Lord, it has one of these things in here. This used to be the library of Missy White. I don't know who Missy White is. But Missy, if you watch this, I have your book. And it's on BookTube now. Okay, so the book that I picked was Life as We Knew It by Susan Pfeffer. I think there's like 3 of them in this series, but I could be wrong. Hold on a second. Does it say? No, because this is the first one. When Miranda first hears the warnings that a meteor is headed on a collision path with the moon, they just sound like an excuse for extra homework assignments. But her disbelief turns to fear in a split second as the entire world witnesses a lunar impact that knocks the moon closer in orbit, catastrophically altering the Earth's climate. Everything else in Miranda's life fades away as supermarkets run out of food, gas goes up in more than $10 a gallon, and school is closed indefinitely. But what Miranda and her family don't realize is that the worst is yet to come. Told in Miranda's diary entries, this is a heart-pounding account of her struggle to hold on to the most important resource of all, hope, in an increasingly desperate and unfamiliar time. And it's just a diary. I'm really excited about it, though, because I think it looks kind of good. It's probably like middle grade to high school, if that makes sense. It's a little dusty. Okay. The next book on my list is book you completely read outside of your house, which is not hard because I just drive around and listen to Audible books. Okay, so let me tell you what I'm reading for this one. I wish I could do a better job of showing you the entire cover because it is so terrifying. Here it is. Is this it? What did it just... Okay, I'm reading Thresher by Michael Cole. It has... Do you see it has a huge shark on the bottom of it? Hold on a second. I'm reading Thresher by Michael Cole. This will probably be so good for me to go into the pool because I always, like when I swim at night, I always think that the dark light at the end of the pool is like the shark eye. So this book came out in 2018, and it says, in the aftermath of a hurricane, I love anything shark, just so you know, like even though I'm terrified, it's like my biggest fear in the world is sharks, but even though it's my biggest fear, it's like I was watching this YouTuber and he and his boyfriend were down in Key West, and on his Instagram stories, he was like doing that, like where you are like on a, it looks like a surfboard, but it's like paddleboard or something, and then you like paddle, and there were all these sharks. I was like, I literally would lose my mind. I would lose my mind. But as scared as I am of sharks, I'm like also equally obsessed with them. So I watch all the movies and all that stuff. Alex was going through our movies the other day, my husband, and he goes, why is like Jaws 1 and Jaws 2, like they've already been watched, and Meg. I watched Jaws 1, Jaws 2, and the Meg. Okay, in the aftermath of a hurricane, a series of strange events plague the coastal waters off Florida. People go into the water and never return. Corpses of killer whales drift ashore, ravaged from enormous bite marks. A fishing trawler is found adrift with a mysterious gash in its hull. Transferred to the coastal town of Merritt, police officer Leonard Riker uncovers the horrible reality of an enormous thresher shark lurking off the coast. 40 feet in length, it has taken a territorial claim to the waters near the town harbor. Armed with 3-inch teeth, a scythe-like scythe? I think it's scythe, isn't it? Why am I such an idiot in the moment and I can't think? A scythe-like caudal fin and unmatched aggression, the beast seeks to kill anything sharing the waters. So scary. Okay. Then the next book is a book in a genre you've always wanted to read more of. I don't know if you really consider this a genre, but I always want to read more graphic novels. And I've had this book for like 2 spookathons and I haven't finished it. So I thought I'm going to do it for this. And I'm going to read more graphic novels. And this is Clue right here, which is by Allor Daniel, does it say? I already have my bookmark in here from where I started it for spookathon. Look how far I got. So it's based on like the movie and all this kind of stuff, see? Now, before, one of the reasons why I didn't read it was because the print is so small, and I was like, I have to wear my reading glasses, but now I wear my reading glasses all the time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All right, and then the last book, number 7, is book that takes place on a different continent. This was a recommendation. Actually, I had seen this on Audible. But somebody in my, on my last booktube video, I think it was, recommended this to me, and I am going to be reading The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Hold on, it's pulling up here. And this is what it looks like. I actually thought it might look pretty good. I will tell you this. I just finished the book 10 by Gretchen McNeil. And although the dialogue was kind of cheesy, I really thought it was well done. And it was terrifying. I finished it last night. I was like, oh, this was really good. I ended up giving it 4 stars. So if you're looking for like a quick read but a good read, it's like 7 hours and 16 minutes, exactly. But if you're looking for like a quick read or a good read for Booktubeathon or Reading Rush, or just to read in general, it's 10. It's not the 10, it's just 10, okay, by Gretchen McNeil. It's really pretty good. So this is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. The bride, the plus one, the best man, the wedding planner, the bridesmaid, the body. On an island off the coast of Ireland, guests gather to celebrate 2 people joining their lives together as one. The groom, handsome and charming, a rising television star. The bride, smart and ambitious, a magazine publisher. It's a wedding for a magazine or for a celebrity. The designer dress, the remote location, the luxe party favors, the boutique whiskey. The cell phone service may be spotty and the waves may be rough, but every detail has been expertly planned and will be expertly executed. But perfection is for plans, and people are all too human. As the champagne is popped and the festivities begin, resentments and petty jealousies begin to mingle with the reminiscence of and well wishes. The groomsmen begin the drinking game from their school days. The bridesmaid not so accidentally ruins her dress. The bride's oldest male friend gives an uncomfortably caring toast, and then somebody turns up dead who didn't wish the happy couple well. And perhaps more important, why? Doesn't that sound so good? I'm really excited. So thank you for the recommendation. And that is my TBR for the Reading Rush. If you'd like to hear it again really quick, I'm just going to read off the books I'm reading. I am reading Love Creekwood by Becky Albertalli. I am reading The Fisherman by John Monn. I am reading The Deep by Peter Benchley. I am reading Life as We Knew It by Susan Pfeffer. I am reading Thresher by, it doesn't matter, because I don't have it written down. I'm reading Clue, the graphic novel. I don't know who it's by. And I'm reading The Guest List by Lucy Foley. So there you go. I'm so excited about this. I cannot believe it is already time. It's a Sunday. Did you know that? It's a Sunday. Cannot believe it's time for the Reading Rush already. I keep on wanting to say Booktubeathon, but anyway. Thank you so much for you guys hosting it again this year, and I hope you guys are participating. It's so much fun, trust me. If you've never done it before, do it. You don't even have to have a channel or anything, but there's going to be challenges every day, and you're going to love it, and you're going to be like, I'm so happy I did this, trust me. It's such a great time. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.